good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you're watching this video. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. Today I wanted to get creative. I wanted to get ready for spring because I think it's gonna be a good one this year out here. So this is the look I created. I was super excited. I know you can't really tell, but there's purple in there. There's pink and gold and shimmers. And so this will be a spring eye tutorial look. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and let's get to this spring eye look. Get started. You guys always... So to get started, if you're part of the Loyal 22, you know what we're doing here. We're gonna prep our eyelids. To prep, I'm just going to go ahead and use concealer. In this case, I'm going to use my Colourpop concealer as a primer for my eyelids. So the Colourpop concealer that I am using is the No Filter concealer, and it is in medium. And so you do want to tap it in. You don't want to like swipe it too much because you are trying to get that area as covered as possible. So what's the point of doing this? Just kind of to get an even surface, one color going across the lid. So that way as you're putting shades on, especially when you're doing like a lot of shadows or something colorful, like it's important to be able to get their true color, and this will help with that. It also helps the eyeshadows go on smoother. Set that in with a powder. It can be a translucent powder, it can be your face powder, just any powder that blends in with your concealer. Take the lightest shade from my Huda Beauty mini palette in warm brown. So this is kind of just, this is a very neutral tan shade. So I'm just gonna take that on whatever brush this is. It's actually much firmer than I thought this. Normally I would just take it on a large blending brush. Then you're ready to start with the actual eyeshadows. I'm gonna move forward since this is an eye look so you guys can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Okay, so usually what I do first is put a transition shade on. There's no right or wrong way to do makeup, so everyone can do it as they want to. This for me just makes it easier to create a guide as to where I'm working within on my eyelid. So for my transition shade, I'm gonna go ahead and mix a few of these browns slash oranges together. I'm gonna basically mix these two together and use that as my transition shade. And any fluffy blending brush will do. Always tapping off the excess so that way you get less fallout. This is really important if you've done your base first, like your foundation. If you haven't, then fallout isn't that big a deal because you can just wipe it off before you do the rest of your makeup, you know? So I always start on the outside corner and then just kind of do small circles and set that color in place and then start moving it upward toward the crease. If you're not sure the best way to find your crease, or just open your eyes and wherever you see that line, you can always just shade that in. That's a good placement for your crease. I always start at the crease with the transition shade, but then I go way above it and I move it up. And that's because I have like medium to large eyelids, I suppose. I've seen much bigger than mine and I'm so jealous. But I have a pretty decent lid to work with. So I like to make sure I use its full potential. And I'm just basically using windshield wiper motions to go back and forth and then combining that with like circular motions. So the transition shade is done. So now let's move on to some funner part of the shadows. Funner, is that a word? I don't think it is, but I mean, it should be. Anyway, moving on. So for my all over lid color, I'm going to use Lightning Bug from Colourpop. It's a super shock shadow. I'm so excited to finally use this thing. With this super shock shadow, I'm putting it on a flat brush. This is like just a literally like a generic flat brush. I'm gonna tap this all over the lower lid or the center lid, all over the bottom part of the lid of the eye. I don't even know what I'm saying here. Oh, it's so beautiful. I think I'm gonna have to use my finger to really get its full potential going, but we'll put a little bit more on with the brush. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I love this color. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I love this thing. I'm obsessed. It's so beautiful. So obviously I've gone in quite a few times. I've just sped it up for the sake of time for this video, but like it layers on top of itself so nicely and it's coming out just gorgeous. I want to intensify that crease color before moving forward to the next step. So to do that, I'm just going to grab a dark brown from that warm Huda Beauty mini palette and intensify the crease of my eye. So just going back into Lightning Bug. I'm gonna try to keep it just down below, right there. So now that that's in place, I wanted to try to use Erotic, which is this color here. It is just a very bright, like coral color. I think it's a perfect spring and summer color. So taking it on a flat brush, I'm gonna try to put that just in my crease, just almost like a little like transition line, just right there. And same thing, I'm just gonna stamp this line all the way down. So it's just like a rainbow line almost. I'm gonna go clean this up, do my face, and then come back on camera to finish my eyes. Okay, and now for the eyeshadows, for my lower lashes, I'm going into my KatVonD little quad palette, and I'm gonna mix this purple and put it underneath my lash line. And I'm just right there, just underneath the lashes. This looks crazy without liner, so let's get some eyeliner on, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and use this Starlux Pro Luxe Pen Artiste Edition. I believe this came in an Ipsy bag a while ago. It has a little star at the end, really cute if I just want to do that to myself, but I don't. Not today, not that kind of day. It's a felt tip pen, really easy to work with. I've used this a couple times. It's getting really old, so I have to do a couple layers. I'm back with Erotic flat brush, and I'm just gonna put it right here. Going in with my eye pencil in the Estee Lauder Double Wear Noir and just putting that in my waterline. Mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Mad Lash from the Balm and just wiggle this onto my lashes before I put falsies on. And for this look, I absolutely am gonna put false lashes on because I feel like the look would not look complete without it. Final look. This is it all put together. So as you can tell, as it's coming along, sometimes when you're trying something a little different, experimenting with colors and glitters and just odd colors that you don't typically use on a regular basis, the eye look is gonna look really odd until it's all put together, until your face is on, your eyes are fully done. So if you think it's coming out really funky and you're halfway through, don't get impatient, finish it off, and I promise 90% of the time it'll work out. Thank you guys so very much for watching. And as always, I so appreciate it and want to remind you all to spread love, not hate. We are living in an absolutely crazy world right now, but I think as long as we can express love toward each other, understanding, then it'll all be okay. Thank you so very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, you will get notified that I posted. So thank you so very much. Mwah. Bye, loves.